Hello, welcome to day 9 of 100 Days of Tonalism. This is M. Francis McCarthy, and glad you made it to day 9 with me. Today's piece is by an artist named Albert Bierstadt, and it's called Bavarian Landscape. Albert Bierstadt is definitely not a tonalist. Let's just start off there. The schools that he was a part of was the Hudson River School and also another school known as the Rocky Mountain School. And the Hudson River people were also known as luminists because of the beautiful glowing quality in their paintings. And I should say that one of the things that got me off into the this older style of painting, I guess you could call it, was a trip I had made to the De Young Museum in San Francisco about 6 or 7 months after it started painting. And up to that point I was just painting basically the best way I could. I was using my photo reference and making things as beautiful as I could, but I was just painting and almost really still illustrating. But after a trip to the De Young, I saw these magnificent old American paintings. Not that old, actually, if you really think about it. A lot of them were 120 years old or so, or maybe 140. But I was so impressed. The ones that got to me the most were the ones by people like Martin Heed and Georgia Ness that were there, but they had a Bierstadt or two, and it was damn impressive, as is the work of Thomas Moran, who I do a piece of later. One of the reasons why I chose to go ahead and include this piece in my collection is because I felt it certainly has tonalist leanings, in that there's a certain harmony and unity to it. I don't believe the actual piece is all that large. I don't think I could find that out too easily. When I was looking around, I could see the, it comes up on this wiki art as Luminism Landscape Technique Oil, but no sizing here. I don't believe this is as giant as some of his work. Some of his works would be the size of a wall. And in those days, before color photography and before the sort of media we have these days, these big giant paintings of the American West were put on display, and people were often charged admission to come in and look at these giant paintings. And most of Bierstadt's paintings are that I've seen are really big, and they're basically exquisitely detailed. I mean, that was one of the hallmarks of the Hudson River School, was this reverence for nature and lavish details applied, liberally all over the canvas. It's really intended to be viewed the same way that we view nature, I think, a bit at a time or from a distance. And because when you get up on it, all the detail, it just forces you to scan the painting the same way that we have to scan nature. One of the main distinctions between the Hudson River School and tonalism is that tonalism started removing large amounts of detail while keeping a lot of the glow that the Hudson River guys and the luminists were getting. And the other thing they had in common is the Hudson River School has almost a neo-religious approach to nature. The paintings are meant to inspire a reverence in the viewer. And I feel tonalism is very much like that too. It's a very spiritual approach to landscape. And, a lot of these artists were very involved with the philosophy of people like Emerson and Thoreau back in the day. And people like, in the case of Georgia Ness and Emanuel Swedenborg, who I was just learning about today, who was a philosopher and scientist and basically mystic that lived in the 1700s. I'm going to talk more about this piece, I think, in the blog and my approach to it, but I can say here that for those of you that don't bother reading the blog, You know, what attracted me to this painting was clearly the awesome sky and the combination of colors. And I remember the day after I painted it, it was in my studio. Someone came in and they wanted to buy it, and I was like, "No, I'm gonna hold off and photograph this." And, I'm going to be including the original, of course, on the bottom of the post, like I always do. And you're going to see I took a lot of liberties here. I stretched it out and also removed all the livestock and the wagon from the picture. And that alone tends to make it far more tonalist because you're removing this intense narrative from the scene. Looks like we're getting close to the end of the video here, so I'd like to thank you for watching and reading. And if you want to see more of my work, it's landscapepainter.co.nz. Have a great day and stay out of trouble.